Welcome to another episode of Lucas Live News. My name is Lucas Tyndall.
And I'm Danny Williams.
And it is Friday, September 20th.
Yes.
And I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited too. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys feeling? We are excited to be on week 3.
We are on week 3.
Week 3
Yes.
of Lucas Live News. And it is always a fun time here in the studio before we get started. But
what do you mean by that, Danielle?
we want to welcome you.
No. What do you mean by that?
It's crazy in here.
It is a little crazy before we get started. You guys don't know what it takes to get this show off the ground. We are here Thursday nights. We're here Friday mornings, but we're here for you. And it's always worth the fun. Shout out to Tiff, who's on production behind the scenes. She's going to be getting our guests ready, Amron into production, and she needs to be 10 people. But we have more help coming. Help is on the way, and other interns who are interested in working with us, let us know.
Yes, so before we get started,
check out this quick intro. We'll see you in just a second.
all right, we're back. Right. I thought you were going to forget about that.
What?
About our setup and our flow and how we're supposed to go.
Now here's the thing.
I was like,
we had a crazy morning, right?
Yeah.
But I don't forget things.
Yep.
I'm the good. I don't know if you know who you dealing
totally
with.
He totally thinks he's that guy.
I'm him. I'm Lucas Live, right? Like this whole thing was birthed.
He just believes that he is that guy.
Isn't it important?
You know what? I believe it too.
You do. You be hyping me up.
I'm like,
Danny,
you know what? He might be able to save us from something.
I might need to talk about this in my Lucas Light moment.
Okay.
What I've realized recently is, you know how important I ams are. Me and you talk about that, affirmations, right?
Yeah.
My son was his belief in himself was so crazy. I'd be looking at him like, Lil Luke, I'd be like, man, this dude is lightweight cocky.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to tell him to stop because I'm like, the alternative is this defeated, down, low self-esteem thing that I know so many other teens dealt with. So I was like, just keep being you, bro.
Yes.
You him. You right. You right. And so it developed so much confidence. He's 20 years old, just took on a new supervisor position at his job. He's the youngest person in a position like this because of his self-confidence and his I ams. Even though he wasn't waking up saying, I am this, he just woke up and said, no, I am this. He just believed it.
Yep.
So I've been doing that too, just out of my own belief that I'm something. And now when I look at my life, I'm like, I wasn't even waking up intentionally saying it. I was just saying, no, I am that. I know I am.
Listen, I love that. I love that for our kids because you are absolutely right. My dad said the other day, my son is doing flag football. He's like, man, that boy got so much confidence. He got so much confidence. And I'm like, I speak life into him intentionally and unintentionally. Sometimes it's just my thing. And you walk out the room and in his outfit, I'm like, okay, son, you know. But other times it is intentional because I feel like it's important. Even when he gets down on himself or maybe he got in trouble, pick your head up. Like, there's nothing down there for you to see.
I love that.
But, we got to pump our kids up.
We have to. Everybody out there, make sure you're pumping yourself up, pumping your kids up. I am him. I am her. I am it. I am great. We got to say that stuff to ourselves.
Even when you don't believe it, because you don't realize the power of
your words.
Like, words mean so much.
Yes.
And I can go down a rabbit hole when it comes to words. But even when you don't believe it, it's still just remind yourself that you are what you want to be.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like things like, I want to be more motivated, or I want to be more, whatever it is.
Say I am.
I am that.
Stop. Here's the crazy part, Danny. We are taught to say what we're not.
Yeah.
So many people are saying, well, I'm just not that motivated. Well, I'm just not like that. Well, I'm not that outgoing.
We adopt it as if it is.
And we believe it and we manifest it. We are what we say we are.
Why do we believe those things instead of the things that we want to be?
I know.
We believe those things. Let's say as a parent, I'm a bad mom. You're going to keep saying
and you're going to become a bad mom.
Yeah, you're going to keep with that same pattern. Keep with that same behavior.
Absolutely.
You're not going to have change behavior because you're constantly telling yourself that you're that. I know everybody knows this quote, but like Nipsey Hussle has said a quote. Yeah. We were talking. Me and DJ were talking about it last night, and it said, we gotta learn how to respond to disrespect.
Yes.
And DJ was like, where did he get that? Like, I was just so wise in the thing, and I was just talking about being like spiritually in tune.
Yes.
And how wisdom just flows to you.
Yes.
And how things just kind of fill you up. I'm like, it's hard to be like, he learned that from this or that. It's really just when you're open to
spiritually discern things.
You hear things. You hear things differently. And I don't know, that was fun to add in, but just being careful with our words, and because they are so powerful.
They're life and death. They are. They're everything.
You gotta speak life into yourself and life into your children, life into anybody that's around you. But
everybody out there, so this isn't our Danny time or Lucas life moment.
Right.
And it wasn't our planned thing, but somebody out there needed to know that.
Yeah.
And these are conversations we have all the time. We just go off talking about this stuff, and we want to bring you guys in. So welcome everybody. Say hello in the chat. If you're, tell us what's going on. Say what's up. If you're coming from somewhere outside of Canton, tell us where you're coming from. We know you're there. We thank you for being there. Like and share this broadcast.
They're on there. Listen, good morning, Kareen. My sister Kareen is on here. My grandma is on here. She was so upset last week. She's like, oh, because she didn't make it.
Oh, no.
So she called me, and she was so upset, but she is here this morning. Someone said, I heard this quote. You have it. You couldn't sell it. You couldn't get rid of it if you wanted to. You are it.
I love it.
Period. So welcome. I'm going to go ahead and share this broadcast.
Yes, I just did as well. We also have some wonderful guests. We have the beautiful Star Burns, who is here. She is the owner of many businesses, but today we're talking specifically about Fair Play Family Center. She just opened up at 1350 Cherry Avenue. I think that's the address because I used to be at that address. 1350, I think that's the address. Anyway, it's on Cherry, right across from the Akron Canton Food Bank, or the Canton Food Bank. They're on Cherry. We're so excited to talk to her about her new child care center, but she also has one in Belden Village. She also has one in Massillon, and she also brought some special guests to talk to us about those centers today. So if you're looking for child care or want to know more, she had a wonderful grand opening this past Sunday. A lot of people were there. We're sorry we couldn't make it, but we're so glad to have her here in studio today to talk about her and all of her amazing ventures. Yes. Shout out to her and her husband. We did a red carpet experience for her and her husband at their wedding. It was one of the first that we did. We probably did 3 or 4 of them. But for people out there who are looking for a red carpet experience for your special day, you see us at a lot of events. You can hire us. There is a cost to that. But you can have us come out to your wedding or your special event to do interviews and have lasting memories forever. So we're excited about that. We also have some other guests.
Yes, we do. It's You're one of them. So today's going to be really cool because I get to transition from being a host to going over and being the guest. And I'm really excited for it. I'm really kind of excited just to kind of like sit back, relax, and like answer the questions instead of asking them. I love asking them. I love talking to people. But it's really cool to like be talked to and ask, people asking me questions. And I think it's going to be a really cool just topic and being able to talk with the ladies that are also on the panel. Because we don't talk about that as much. Like someone coming in and ask you to do something when, I brought that idea to you, like I'm in it. I'm trying to do it. But someone has seen me as already being it and have done it. And come and speak and come and talk. And just seeing me as a credible source of someone living soft life, a strong friend, and just being able to be trusted in that kind of space. So I think that's cool. And I think, me, Joy.
You're the moderator of that event.
I know.
I am excited for you for that.
That's going to be cool. I'm really excited because I love talking to everyone. But
you're a girl's girl.
I'm a girl's girl. I love talking to women. And then these are the kind of women that I really love talking to because they're like-minded. They're thinking in the way that I'm thinking.
Right.
And it's cool to kind of bounce ideas and just advice off of each other. So I'm excited for that. I can't wait. And I want you guys to make sure you stay tuned to hear more about that.
And we are on Friday mornings 8 to 10. Set your alarm, put a reminder in your phone today so that you know you're on. We understand some of you transition between 8 and 10. You have to go to work. Keep us on in your AirPod. Keep us on while you're smiling and nodding at your boss. Turn us on at work. Tell your job, hey, yes, there's a local news show that comes on, and I think it's important that we support it. We have people who are turning it on at their barbershops, beauty salons, at their businesses. Do that. Stay tuned. Tap in. Tell people about it. It's something positive. It's something good. It's in support of the community. So many people say they want to support the community. So many of your jobs and businesses say they want to support the community. This is a great way to do that. So tell your businesses, tell your jobs to support the community by doing this. So we're so excited about everything going on here today. We can't wait to have our wonderful guests on, and I know you can't as well. We're going to go to our community spotlight, I believe. Over there.
Yes. Danny? We're going to go ahead and transition into that. We got some really fun things to show you guys right after this.
All right.
So yesterday was actually Father Walk.
Yes.
And a lot of the amazing dads stepped out for that. It was so cool. I mean, I have to drive past 2 or 3 schools to even get to my son's school.
Yes.
It was packed.
Was it? The streets, just the sidewalks, just walking kids.
Yes. So behind us, we'll show a quick slideshow of some of the fathers that I was able to see just on my feed, just taking the scroll.
Yes.
Some of you tagged me in some of these videos.
Thank you guys for that.
Feel free to enjoy that behind us. But the Fatherhood
And if you see a dad that you know, tag them right now so that they know they're on Lucas Live News right now getting celebrated. Make sure they can watch the replay if they're busy. Tag them. If you're watching this by replay, type replay in the chat so we know as well. But check this out. If you know them, if you see them, if you know their family or their friends or the moms of the kids, and you see them, put at their name and say tap in or tune in or check this out or there's your baby. Let them know because we want to celebrate them. And we couldn't get everybody, but we thank you all who sent us pictures. And if you ever have good news in the community, you can always send it to us to our Lucas Live Media Facebook page. You can send it to us in Messenger.
Listen, so the Fatherhood Coalition puts this on. This is an annual event that happens around the city. And yesterday, I think it was such a great, I've seen so many different schools doing so many different things. There were schools that, like my son's school, they were all out on the playground. They got Waco breakfast pizza and coffee.
Shout out to Smith Waco.
Shout out to them. I've seen another school in the cafeteria or in the gym set up with some tables and chairs, and there was an officer talking to them. So they had some guest speakers. Walking with a Purpose was at one of the schools.
Love that.
They were all out, and everyone got a little bit of something different. I think it was Patrick, Patrick School.
Allen.
Allen. The old Allen.
Yes.
They had something cool. I couldn't get it on the video, but they had posters around the school, and all the dads got to sign it and leave a little message. So throughout the school, you're able to walk through the hall and see a message from your father.
I love that.
In school, so I thought that was really cool.
Shout out to all the dads, the uncles, the stepdads, the grandfathers,
stepped up
the men in the neighborhoods, the guys who took multiple kids, the godfathers, all those, and then the moms who just took the kids out there and stood in it. Whoever you are who walk with those kids, that matters. Those moments matter. Those moments when we can do it when it's not even that type of day matters. Those moments where we can go to their practices and stand around. I used to go to my kids' practices, not to intimidate coaches and stuff, although I did have a few run-ins. But I used to go to my kids' practice and let them know my children have a man in their life, and don't try it with my kids. You know
what? And that's what this day was all about. The Fatherhood Walk. They said it's a simple yet powerful way to show your child that you are invested in their academic success.
Love that.
And it said this morning is about helping them prepare for their day, engaging them, and strengthening the bond that you share with them. So
love that.
The Father Walk, I just love to see the fathers active, and then those that do it every day, it was like, this ain't nothing.
I know they're like, this is what we do.
Do this every day, so shout out to you guys. If you don't see your picture here, the Fatherhood Coalition is sharing photos, so make sure you guys share your pictures and make sure you use the hashtag #StarkFathersWalk to be featured on their Facebook page as well.
Okay, and I just want to thank everybody who's in the comments. William Widener, thank you for being here. Ebony Akron, we see you. Sharday, thank you for being here. I think Kareem was in here. I missed that though. My beautiful wife, thank you for being here. Keena Woods from Canton, but from Florida, thank you for being here. Miss Audie, we love you. We're going to be talking about something Miss Audie sent us in a minute ago. We thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate your love and support. Please share this broadcast. It matters. It matters to us. It matters to our sponsors and advertisers. As you guys share our broadcast, it shows the advertisers, especially those local businesses, that people are watching and it's worthwhile to advertise with us. The more they advertise with us, the more we can do, the more we can bring. So it matters to us and it matters to our community. So thank you so much. Somebody asked me yesterday, how do you guys do this? How do you guys come to so much stuff? How can you afford it? I was like, we can't. No, but I was like, we're giving up a lot of time. I said, Danny and Tiff both are here every Friday. I'm like, they take off work to be here every Friday. I don't go travel and do trainings to be here on Fridays. We leave money on the table to be here on Fridays. And not to mention all the stuff we do throughout the week and the weekends for the community. We'll be at something tomorrow. We'll be at something later today. Shout out to Stark County Minority Business Association and their golf outing today. We have a team there this morning. We have a team. Some of us will be there this afternoon. We have the McKinley game this evening. We don't we aren't paid to do those things, but advertisers are what's going to make it possible as they continue to join on with us. But it's because we can say you're watching and that you're going to support their businesses, because you're going to call Canton Roofing if you need a roof or a fence or siding or something like that. Or you're going to call CSE because you want a loan or banking. You're going to call SARTA because you need a ride. Or maybe you never used SARTA before, but something happens to a loved one and now they need transportation because they need cancer treatment or something else, and you don't know how they're going to get transportation, and you didn't know SARTA could help. You're going to reach out to them, or you're going to reach out to Jessica Danielle, get those nails done, and get yourself looking good, or whatever it is. We just want you guys to keep supporting us and supporting our sponsors. That wasn't the sponsor spotlight, but I just thought it was important to do.
Love that. I love that.
Can I say one more thing?
Please.
My last thing I wanted to say was, Danny, the way you put together that community spotlight, I thought was phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
The way you, put that slideshow together, the way you pulled up the news there on your computer, the way you had all that information was excellent. Like, people don't see behind the scenes stuff, but I hadn't seen you prepare all that, and I was just in here amazed. So I just want to say it in front of everybody.
Thank you.
Great job.
I tried.
That was really good.
So we're gonna transition here. We're still in our community spotlight segment. And tonight we will be at the McKinley versus Perry game. It is a home game, so make sure you guys come and check it out. It's also homecoming night. So I know when I was in school now, it was 11 years ago. I know you're not talking.
I'm not talking.
You know, we used to crown people at the game. I don't know if they still do it that way or not. So hopefully we can see a king and queen be crowned tonight. That would be sweet.
Yes.
But make sure you guys, nonetheless, come and support the players, the cheerleaders, and everyone, the band, everyone involved in tonight.
Yes. Not just for the sport. Show up for all of the kids.
Show up for
the
all,
band, the cheerleaders, the homecoming court. Like, support these kids, support the community.
Yes.
Right?
So my good friend, my second, third mama, Miss Audie, has sent us some really good information about Bulldog 100.
Yes.
So they're doing a reverse raffle Saturday, October 12th. At our favorite spot, Special Occasions.
Okay.
So this dinner is a dinner, and your ticket will actually include your entry into the raffle.
Okay, cool.
And there's gift baskets, there's tip boards, all types of stuff, door prizes, all kind of fun stuff. You can purchase tickets at McKinley Bulldog 100 at gmail.com or contact any Booster Club member. So if you know a Booster Club member, you can contact them. Audie Everett. Yep, Audie Everett is actually in the comments right now.
Miss Audie, say hello in the comments.
Yes,
so they know.
please.
Wave your hand so they know.
Right, wave your hand. Let them know that you are in there.
And if you just want to make a donation, sometimes people say, oh, no, I'm not available on that date. Okay, we'll make a donation and say, hey, maybe somebody else could use that meal, or buy 5 tickets and say maybe a family could come to that, or whatever it is. And also supporting that is also supporting another minority business in our community. Shout out to Special Occasions. Shout out to Henry and Darcenet Zachary. We love them and all they're doing. Ed's Smokehouse is also now in Special Occasions. Another amazing business.
Yes.
It's a wonderful thing.
Miss Audie is actually in the comments right now, you guys, and she said, take those donations to the Goodwill trailer at McKinley for the competition between McKinley versus Perry.
Okay, what was the donation? What are we giving them? What are we donating?
I think, I don't know.
Miss Audie, tell us, is that money? Is that canned goods? Is it pasta? Is it shoestrings? What are we donating?
I think they do the canned goods. They're in McKinley.
We hyping that up.
We always,
we about to.
Oh, listen, we will definitely be winning that. I don't know if y'all listen, because we're always losing the blood battle.
We ain't losing this year. We
y'all better go give out some blood.
Give out till you
Get
pass
those
out.
cans
just give
that's
out
been in your pantry since 2017.
Come on now.
And go ahead and just give them away. You don't even want the green beans.
You don't want them green style corn.
You making homemade green beans for the last 10 years and still got a can of green beans in your pantry.
You inherited from your grandma. Them green beans is old. From Save a Lot.
The other night, actually.
That ain't Campbell's.
That ain't Campbell's.
All right. What is that?
Listen. I found, do peppers, like banana peppers, like go bad or anything?
You would know better than me.
Okay, I don't know. I had a jar in my fridge in 2021.
Oh.
I used them.
Did you?
They smell good.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we're going to keep moving. She's good. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to our good friend Sharday, who was a former Massillon cheerleader. She's talking about cheering for alumni night at Massillon. If you're a Massillon alumni, go check her out. If you're a Massillon person, go check her out. All right, go. She said
there's actually an alumni game coming up for McKinley too. So
there is.
Any alumni cheerleaders out there.
Yes.
I think I shared it. I do not have a date in my brain right now.
It's October 3rd or 4th? October 4th.
October 4th. The 29th, actually, of this month is the deadline to get in a $25 for a T-shirt and just your registration for it. But October 4th is alumni night, and this is something that we have talked about for a long time.
Yeah.
So if so be it, Lucas may allow me to go and cheer at the game.
Because we have another event that night.
On the sidelines.
We'll see what happens. It's very possible. We do have another event that night that we all committed to. But maybe Danny can go cheer and me and Tiff can go handle the other thing.
Tiff is going to be cheer alumni too.
So what? I'm just be out there by myself running the whole thing and we'll get maybe me and the guys will go to and the guys will go to the fundraiser and the ladies will go cheer.
Listen, Miss Audie said anything you would donate to Goodwill, clothing, furniture, whatever you want to give away. So is this she said clean those closets.
Clean out those closets.
Is this a competition? Are we competing with Perry?
I think that's what it's
okay, like. Well, I got a few things in my closet that's been screaming at me saying, get me out of here. So if any of you guys have anything to give away, make sure you guys do that too.
Yes. Vivian King, I want to say hello to you. I saw Vivian King jump in here. Long time no see. My mom's name was Vivian, so I always remember Vivian's. It's been a long time. Thank you so much for joining the show. But yes, if you have stuff to give away, it's time to do that, right? Do that.
It's time to do that.
Yes.
So,
what's up?
Lucas.
Yes, I'm checking stuff because I feel like I know we're live on Facebook. We should be live on YouTube, and we should be live on LinkedIn, I believe. Now,
we're on LinkedIn now?
I think so. I want to be live. We were live on LinkedIn week 1, and I wanted to be back on there, but we're going to figure it out.
Today is the last day, Miss Audie said, too, so you guys make sure you clean out those closets and bring us some stuff.
Yes.
Make sure you guys are hitting those hearts. Share this broadcast. We are getting ready to bring on our first guest of our show. I'm really excited to talk to her, to hear from her.
Yes.
There's so many.
And she brought some guests.
Yeah. I'm excited for that too. I'm excited for people that are opening up, child care centers, daycares, whatever it is, because it's needed around Ohio and around our city. There's a lot of people that are looking for childcare. They can't find it.
Yes.
Reliable, friendly.
Yes.
Somebody can feel safe
Beautiful spaces and places. People.
So I'm so glad that, we know personally a few daycare owners.
Yes, like Lily, who's right across the parking lot from us. Shout out to Lily's Pad Child Care Center.
Yeah, shout out to Tamiko Spencer. Yes. They are actually opening their second.
Small Steps, Big Dreams.
Yes, they're opening their second daycare.
Yeah.
And I got to see a little bit of what that looked like yesterday.
Love that.
I was just amazed. It's humongous. It's so huge. And it's going to be such an asset to the city. So
I love it.
I'm excited for that.
And this next guest has been in the game 20 to 25 years. I want to say, I think it's 20 years. She's been doing childcare. I remember when she first came in, I was a couple years in the game, and she came in and just flew in and did so many amazing things and just did it at the highest level. Like, she came in doing it at the highest level, and I'm sure she'll be able to share that and how she grew. I'm sure there was some growing pains along the way. Her family has been involved. Her daughter is one of her administrators and will be here today. And she has her other administrators who are going to join us today. But she has just done so much. She also owns some other businesses, so we'll hear from her on that as well. What time are our guests coming on? They're getting ready. I guess we'll get our guests queued up. We'll get them in here.
Yeah, we're excited. I'm excited for that. Super excited. So tonight again, it's homecoming. It's homecoming game for McKinley.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out my cousin Robin. She's a makeup artist, Robin Harrison. You guys can find her on Facebook.
Yes.
For all of your makeup needs.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of makeup artists here in the city.
Shout out to them.
As actually a makeup artist that emerged from Florida.
Okay.
So she came from Florida to Canton, and we'll have her on the show, I think October 4th.
Okay.
October 4th.
Yes.
To be able to hear from her, hear her story, hear her journey, because it is one to be heard.
Yes.
So shout out to Robin Harrison. She's, again, a makeup artist here locally.
Love that.
If you need anything done, bridal party, homecoming, photo shoot, whatever it is, make sure you hit her up.
Shout out to her.
Yes,
Awesome.
Listen, I love Community Spotlight. I love shining a light on the things that are happening around the city.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to all the fathers that participated in the Father Watch.
Absolutely.
You guys are essential. You guys are needed. We love to see it. Shout out to Miss Audie and the whole Bulldog 100 Booster Club. make sure you guys donate to those kids, all right?
Yes.
That is so important.
Absolutely.
It's so, you guys, they are getting dinners before games. They are getting things that they need for the games, the dance, all of that. So it goes to a good cause.
Yes.
These kids need it. Shout out to them.
And we want our kids to win. It's easy to judge those athletes on the field. Yeah. And it's always something. The coaches aren't good enough. The players aren't good enough. Some of those kids aren't getting the meals that we would think they would. Childhood poverty. It's a big deal around here. Childhood poverty is a big deal. Kids aren't eating as much. These athletes are out there working really hard in practice on the field, giving their all, and it's been tough. So she's going to stay here with us. So all right. Okay. All right. Somebody's mic is out. We're going to make a change here. Mine is. Okay. We're going to go to me because there's a little mic issue. We're going to fix that. Okay. Over to me. Here we go. Hey, everybody. We're getting ready for our guests to come on. We're going to figure out what our small technical difficulty is. So shout out to Tiff and our team for always figuring out a way to make things happen. We have a wonderful panel of guests who are here right now who are getting ready to come on and join us on the show. I don't know who's running their centers right now. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The kids are running the centers. You know what I mean? Like, they got it under control. That's why you got well-run centers. When you like, I can bring my administrators. When I was running centers, I was like, you can't, I don't even know what to do. I don't know how you going to see my administrators. That's not real. Like, that's not possible. We can't all be gone at the same time. But that's how you know you got good leadership. That's how you know you're doing things right. Yes. So shout out to them. Danny's mic is still acting a little funny. We're going to figure that out.
Camera baby.
Okay.
Camera baby.
We're going to figure this out. We got a small, you probably can still hear me. Don't worry. Oh, okay. Both our mics are out. Okay.
Something is happening.
All right. This is when we always know it's going to be a good show. Is it? Are they out? Did you turn us on here? All right. We're going to say hello to our guests.
You're on.
Am I on?
I see you on your.
Okay, yes, I'm on the screen, but I don't know if you guys can hear me. You can hear me here?
Are we back? Are we back? Can you guys hear us over there? We got some really fun things happening in the comments, too. We got Monique McCullum saying that you was running the daycare when she was there. Right. You hired her as an adult. Right. She said, isn't there something? Grandma, hey, Tiff, Grandma says she loves you, just so you know.
Oh, Kareen
says your mic is good. Okay. I think I'm good. Our guests are laughing at us.
Okay,
so it's great.
But you know what? They're childcare people. So they're used to stuff going wild behind the
Aren't
scenes.
We all? I can't wait to have this conversation.
We be glad the parents don't know. We be scrambling. You be like, when they can't, we be like, here they go, they're good. No, they fine. No. They look.
We just wipe them out.
I know, right?
And clean them up and fresh them up.
They was just passed out a few seconds ago. Like, no, they fine. Why their eyes so red? Nothing. They was asleep.
They fell real hard, but there was no.
All right. Y'all let us know if our mics are good. Y'all let us know if you can hear. You can hear us. Okay.
I think we're good. Our guests are ready. We have warmed them up. They were looking a little nervous, and now they're like, oh.
They're smiling and ready to roll. All right. Okay, all good. All right, so let's go to our split screen. We'll get to our guests as well. Welcome to the show. We have Star Burns and a wonderful panel of guests. Yay. Welcome.
I'm so excited for you guys to be here. Please introduce yourself. Let us know who you are. Start with you.
I'm Yvonne.
I'm Doris.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Starlet.
And the star of the show, Starlet, is here.
Star got she has a little cup right here. She got her pink. She got her pearls. Can we talk about it? She is looking lovely.
I love it.
I like the bling.
I love it. You look beautiful.
You look like a star.
Yeah.
A star. You know what I mean? She was made for these moments. You know. So I do know some of you, and some of you I'm sure I've met before. Yvonne actually was a student of mine. This is making me feel old. At McKinley Early Childhood Center back in the day. So him and his sister and his brother, and I knew their mother. So I'm not old or nothing. But he was a student back in the day at McKinley Early Childhood Center. All good.
I went to school with him actually. That's my guy. Yes, he was helping coach my son.
Is that right?
Yes. Every time I see him, there's always love. Like, he shows me so much love. I show him so much love. Yes. He's always texting Like, show.
All right.
I just want to doing something.
Love it.
Here.
Great dude. And we're going to get back to Star, but tell us your name here again. And what center are you at? At Belden Village Center. Okay.
Belden Village.
Exciting. So how has your adventure been at Belden Village? What's life like over there?
Wild.
We thought Belden Village was the easy one. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
That's why they need us here. They need us.
It's wild. And,
Yeah.
and your name again?
Michelle.
Michelle. And you're in Maslin?
No, I'm in Canton.
Oh, you're Canton. Okay, got you.
On Cherry.
Yeah.
Okay, you're at the new one. All right, wonderful.
All right, we're just spitting stuff out at our viewers, and they might not know what we're talking about. So, Star, can you tell us about your business? What are we talking about? These locations? Where are these people at? What are they doing?
All right.
Tell us a little bit about it.
All right. So Fair Play Family Center, the Child Care Center in Stark County, is actually 3. We've been around for 20 years.
Wow.
We started out in Maslin, and we actually started out here in
Okay.
Southgate.
Oh, wow.
We were
Look at
in
that. Oh, in this spot. Wow. Lucas, did you know that? Lucas, did you know that there was a child center in this spot?
Yes, we were here 20 years ago.
Wow.
And so we've been in Maslin, and we opened up in Belden Village about 8 years ago. And we service that community and a mix of Canton.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in Canton.
Yes.
And so for me, I gotta get back there.
Mhm.
I gotta get back there. So we opened up Cherry, and so I'm excited. And Michelle had previously been there when it was McKinley.
Yeah.
So she know that spot.
Yes.
So she had worked with us before. She had been at Fair Play before. So it just was a perfect fit. It
Yeah.
was perfect.
So when you were at Fair Play before, were you an administrator or did you step into that role on Cherry?
No, I've been administrator other centers.
Okay.
But when I was with Miss Starr the first time, I actually worked between both centers and did
Preschool.
it was the preschool, getting them for the Head Start
Okay.
and different things. So I was going back and forth between the two.
Awesome. So what are the ages that we're doing next?
So are we still doing that 6 weeks to 13 or are your ages a little bit different?
0 to 12.
0 to 12.
0 to
Okay.
12.
How's that working? So what is a typical day? Like I know there's other daycares right now and some are doing like faith-based things. Some are doing, what makes your center special?
Because we put kids first every day. In every decision that we make, it's not about me, it's not about them. I always say, it's about the kids.
Yeah.
What's the best interest of the kids?
Yeah.
And they know that's all that we focus on at Fair Play.
I love
So
that.
a typical day at Fair Play, I would have to say it's a great day. Every day.
I love
It's a
that.
great day at Fair Play every day. I love that. The name Fair Play. It sounds like we're putting kids first. Like it's Fair Play. When you came up with that name, I'm always interested in that because I'm a business owner too, and like my name means something. So when you came up with that name, what was your thought behind it?
Really, it was about ensuring that kids learn to socially engage with themselves in a positive manner. And teaching them, sometimes life ain't fair, but, you still can engage through play. You still can, understand each other through play.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I got it from.
All right. Let's talk about our administrators, right? So first of all, it's not an easy job. We both have been in daycare. I have been a director of a daycare. I've worked in daycares. I worked with Lou. That's how I met him.
At your building.
At your center.
So let's tell a real quick story. So I met this young lady who came in for an interview. We were interviewing people all the time because child care, you have turnover and such.
Right.
Okay, I was hoping it wasn't. I'm like, is it different now? I hope so. I don't know. But we were always interviewing. I'm like, we got open interviews tomorrow. I don't know. It's like, and you have your. They say you have your pillars and your caterpillars. Your pillars are your people who stay there and they hold it up and they hold things down. Then you got your caterpillars that crawl in and out. They come and go, right? So that's how it is. They crawl in and out. Maybe they fly up and become butterflies, or maybe they just crawl off and disappear. I don't know. But so I met this young lady. I interviewed her and she was phenomenal. And I went home and told my wife, like, man, I met a bunch of wonderful people, but every now and then you meet somebody who's a star, right? And I was like, man, I met this young lady. She's amazing. She's going to be so good, da, 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 da. And my wife is telling me about this young lady she met that she was going to have to do some modeling for her fashion line. And she's like, it's crazy because recently I met this young lady who's amazing, da-da-da-da. And we start comparing notes and we're like, we're talking about the same person. Like, it's the craziest thing.
I remember being at the center and they called me to the office. And I'm like, okay, I just started maybe like a week or two. And they're like, is this you? They had me all up on the screen. I was like, yeah, that's me. I was like, this is Lucas's wife. I said, no, that's crazy.
The connection was there, and now the connection is there. I'm so excited, Star. As soon as you heard that center was becoming available, you were on it. Like, you knew before I knew. I haven't been there in years, but you hit me up that day. Like, do you know anything about it? I'm like,
I remember that.
Yeah. And so real quick, you already are very busy, Star. This is not your only, childcare is not your only business, and you have multiple childcare centers. What in the world made you think that is something that I want to take on? Why did you think it was something that you thought, let me add this to my portfolio, let me jump into this? Yes. When you saw McKinley heading out of that space, what made you think I'm going to take on this challenge of trying to get in there and opening up a business?
Because we had gotten calls, Doris and I, families wanting to come to Belton immediately.
Yeah.
And so I kind of was like, real, like, what's going on? And so I know that place has been a pillar.
Yes.
And in my mind of minds, it's like, we're going there.
I love
They
it.
said to me, you're crazy.
Yeah.
They were like, no. And I'm like, no, we have to do this. I grew up in Canton, and I'm like, I want to go back, and this is the opportunity for me to go back.
Love that. What was the first bag? More work.
Because opening a center is not easy. That plan of action is nuts. I don't even know what it's like now. Star ratings and all this stuff. I couldn't even imagine. It was tough then. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you got to do it while you're still running your other centers.
Yeah.
And you put your team together. You're like, I need some help. We got to figure this out. Yeah. How many cots do we got? How far apart are they got to be? And how many square feet of space? 35. Is it 35 square feet per child in every room and all that?
Right.
It's a lot.
Unannounced inspections.
Yes.
Right. Unannounced health inspections.
Yes. Health inspections, food inspections, licensing.
So, what got you into childcare?
That guy.
Really?
Wow.
Let's talk about it.
Because you don't see a lot of male figures in childcare or in education at all.
Yeah.
And so as a kid, I always watched him, and he was always getting on me about, you're a guy, you got to do this, you got to do this.
Yep.
And he was always one of those people who would push you to be your best. And even now, he still pushes me, even though he doesn't realize it.
I love that.
Like, a lot of stuff that I do for Star with marketing and stuff came from him. So he would push and say, like, hey, you're good at this, you should walk into it. And so walking into it now has put a different spin on it for me.
Oh, wow.
I love that.
Okay.
Yvonne, Mikey Peterson, my guy. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. I mean, that's what I know him as. And you've shared that with me, and I appreciate that. And they say we don't give each other flowers. And I think man to man, we don't tell each other. And I was so serious about my kids.
Yeah.
Like, I was not playing. The reason I got into administration is because they saw how serious I took it. I was 17, 18. I was in administration by 23, so I was so young in the classroom. But I was growing up in the inner city in Canton. My dad was in prison. We were living in the projects. I was struggling from a lot of the same ills that our young people were going through, single parent home. And I was like, I'm giving them all I got. I'm going to be the best male role model I can possibly be. I'm going to push these kids to be the best they can be. I'm going to push these boys to be great men. I'm going to push these young women to be great young ladies. And I gave it all I had every day. I absolutely loved y'all. Y'all were my kids before I had kids. Like, y'all were my kids. I didn't know anything different. And I absolutely loved y'all. I'm so proud of you and proud to see all the strides you've taken. And glad to see you here giving back, man. It's a legacy, and I'm proud of that. So thank you.
Yes. We'll love that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So yeah. Oh no, you were continuing on. You were asking other questions. I was having a moment. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to slide off camera for a second, get myself together. I'm sorry.
So, you said that one of them, well, obviously, you're a daughter. Are you Star's daughter?
Was your daughter coming today? She didn't come.
Both flaked out. All three of them flaked
On
out.
live, let them know. They were supposed to be
See,
here.
I put out C.
And they're not here. And were they nervous?
No,
That
it was
ain't
just
right.
like, you go do that. I'm standing at the center. I'm gonna make sure everything's okay. So that's
Well, I hope they're watching from the center. Shout out to your daughters. What's their names?
Satara, Julia, and Tamara.
Hey,
Okay.
Satara,
Hey,
Julia, and
y'all.
Tamara. We wish that you guys were here, but Mom and the rest of the team gonna hold it down.
Right.
So, what got you ladies into childcare? You have been an administrator at other centers. What was your start like?
I just want to work with kids in college.
Yeah.
And then working with this lady right here. She just keeps pushing and pushing.
Does she?
Pushing and pushing. And then, I'm on Star Train.
Yes.
Star Train.
Yeah. I mean, and go ahead. What was your start like too?
I had my first preschool classroom when I was 17 in high school. Went to school half day. Went to the preschool the second half of the day. I've always worked with children. I tried retail and other things. My love is for the children, for the growth of the children and the families, and just having them all involved.
I love that. I love it. So we keep talking about Star and how she's pusher and how because Lucas is the same. He's a motivator, right? He inspires.
You was about to say I'm a pusher too.
No, I wasn't gonna say
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But he motivates and inspires. And when you work for someone like that, it makes your job. It just feels good, right? It makes you want to come to work. It makes you want to come and learn. So talk about working for someone like Star. Like, what is that? Because going to work sometimes isn't always ideal.
Yeah.
Just isn't, right? But when we're working for somebody that motivates us, inspires us, pushes us, keeps us, excited about work, and can help with our personal growth.
Right.
How does that, as a team, how does that feel? What are your thoughts and feelings about Star and working with her?
They're great. Number one, let's be real. She pushes you, but yet she's teaching you at the same time. So if she's correcting you in a moment where she's like, this is a teaching moment, to teach you something, that's why she's there.
Yeah.
So it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And a lot of times, bosses and owners sometimes will necessarily force orders at you and say, you have to do this because I said so.
Yes.
She's not like that. She will say, hey, can you try it this way? And then come back and tell me how it works. And that's why, I think a lot of people love her is because she's not more of a dictator. She's more of a, hey, let's figure it out together.
Yes. Man. Yeah. I mean, and you should definitely receive that because in childcare in general, it's stressful. There's a lot of things that we have to deal with. There's a lot of hats that we have to wear. And sometimes it is easy to maybe just take it out on one of our employees or maybe one of our parents but leadership, positive leadership, the kind that you're exhibited is important because when we're working with kids and then our boss is like fussing at us and then that kind of energy transfers and now we're fussing at the kids, right? But a positive work environment, especially for these kids, is so important. So Star, thank you for that too. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you for that though.
Yeah, childcare to me is obviously near and dear. I always say that. So, and that building is so special to me. Canton City Schools had it before McKinley had it. They had an early childhood center in there. So they had those bathrooms in between rooms. So I remember when they left, I was like you. We were at McKinley. We were in the old McKinley High School. Mike, you remember the old McKinley? That building was a little rough. It was falling apart, We had a mouse or two, we had a couple things going on. How do you explain to parents? It was like, incident report because it was a mouse running through your classroom, That happens sometime, but we caught it. Don't worry. It's like Tom and Jerry. But then that building became available, and we went in there and we looked at it. We had to do some changes. I remember looking at the wall saying, well, this room, because we need 35 square foot per child, to maximize the space, to make sure we can get enough kids in here based on the age group and the ratios, we need to move that wall over or whatever it is. And we did all those things, those blue floors. I see you guys still have the blue floors, which is really cool. It was a lot to think about. I don't know if the high fences are still there. I think the high fences are still there. We had a center in Akron where people were climbing in on the weekends and messing up our stuff.
Oh my goodness.
So we built those high fences and we're like, people gonna think it's prison, but we gotta protect our stuff and we gotta protect our babies, right? Yeah. It's like, you didn't get me in here and you're not tearing up the stuff we pay for. So it was such a special place and I'm so excited to see you. And then as a minority business owner, Star, I wanna talk to you about that. How does it feel to be from this city, a minority business owner in this city, being able to give back to this city? What's that feel like for you?
It feels absolutely wonderful because I, like you, was the little inner city kid. Parents worked all the time, so I was at home by myself, and I went to Roosevelt camp.
Okay, yep. Okay, it's all good. I did too. I already did. It's all good.
The Northeast Community Center.
Yes.
All them things. So just being there. Now, there's no good food around there, though. Y'all got to help me with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. There is. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a
That is
struggle.
the problem. I worked at Belden, so when I was working over there. I was like, man, all we got is Norches.
Yeah. Well, it's like that over there. Norses, you like, I get another pepper cookie or something. There, y'all got to go to the food bank or something. I don't know.
Right.
Fisher's was there when we were there, so we at least go over to Fisher's and get a little something. Y'all,
Yeah, we struggle.
Y'all struggling.
Man, I got to pack lunches every day.
Y'all got to right. We're going to work on that. We'll help y'all out.
We have a kitchen, so we do provide meals, of course.
Right.
Yes.
But daycare food, sometimes you just like.
I know. Yes. You like I've had it all 1,000 times.
Yes.
Right. Yes. So we love that you're there. We love what you're doing. Star, and real quick, just for promotion's sake, because we love you, we want people to know about it. Talk to us a little bit about the other businesses that you have for people who may be curious and may say, she's a dynamic, wonderful person, and they may not know you're behind some other things.
Over here like, I know her, but from
I
where?
know, right?
Where?
They're like, she does some other things. Talk to us about that.
So I sell real estate.
Okay.
And I've been a real estate agent for 30-something years.
Uh-huh.
Now, I do that. And then I have Stars,
Uh-huh.
which we're about to transfer. We're about to do something different, a whole different thing that we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to wait until this was done.
Right. Uh-huh.
And then, of course, Sandpit. And Sandpit been open 16 years.
Is that right, Massa? 16 years.
I didn't know
You've had Sandpit for 16 years? Man, yeah, you didn't know that.
I
See,
didn't
I
know
told you
that.
people don't always
It's
know
so
who's
crazy.
behind stuff.
My mom and dad used to go there.
My dad and I, he's still there.
Okay.
Wow.
Moving and shuffling around. And I'll be telling him I want him to stay at home, but he won't.
He won't.
He loves the clientele.
Love that.
But yeah, that's what I do.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love
So if you
it.
guys have ever been down to Stars, one of those fun nights, she is the lady behind it all. I've always, whenever I have gone to Stars, it's always been a good time. It's always been a fun time.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Stars,
I love that.
Sandpit, child care centers, and more.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. We just wanted to bring you on and thank you for what you're doing in the community. Shout out to all of you. We have some pictures in the background. Okay, all right. Danny, what you got going? Okay, she on it. She got stuff happening.
Behind us right now is actually you guys' grand opening picture. This is the old McKinley Childhood Center. This is now Fair Play.
Yes.
So make sure you
Fair
guys,
Play Family Center.
Yes. Fair Play Family Center. We love it.
You guys are enrolling. I'm assuming there's spaces available. 6 weeks to 12 years. I love that you guys have school age. You guys go. I looked at the list of schools. I don't remember. You guys do go to schools. I don't know if you guys remember it off the top of your head, but
we offer transportation to the Early Learning Center at Schreiber. We have busing coming to us from Gibbs, Ogunus Belden, Kent College Prep, and Lehman Middle School. What was it?
Utes. Yep.
Wow.
That's what I was.
That's essential. I know a lot of parents are like struggling sometimes to get their babies off of the bus and to be able to have a center that says, I offer that, get them dropped off here. I know that comforts them so much and just helps in that everyday hustle and bustle of a parent. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to share that you think is important for people to know if they're out there looking for childcare, why they should come to you, or anything else you guys would like to share?
So we do have 2 buses. What were you about to say?
I was just going to say our opening hours of operation here at the charity is 6:30 to 6:30.
Okay.
Awesome. Love that.
I'm glad I'm not killing yourselves anymore because we used to stay open until 11 o'clock.
Don't be trying to play us 6 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Coming right back at 6 a.m.
Many years.
Crazy.
Yes. Many years we did that.
Yeah, love that.
So at this time, we're not doing that. And really, Fair Play has really gotten away from doing that at all.
Yeah, I think most centers have. Yeah.
Just because of the simple fact that I've always just wanted to provide quality care.
Yes, that makes sense.
It's so hard to do that in that span of time.
Yeah.
Great point.
We're 5-star at all of our centers.
Wow.
And this one will be 5-star, which has changed to gold now. They're changing
Okay.
the top of the line.
That's
Okay.
big.
Okay.
We do early Head Start. We're a partner.
Love
We
that.
do Head Start partnership.
Woo.
We also are ECE preschool, which is Ohio.
Wow.
We've been approved to do that. We've done that last year.
What?
We had like 60 slots last year.
Wow.
So
I don't know if people know how big that
Yes.
is.
Yes.
I don't know. I work at a charter school and we have those things.
Yeah.
So, and even getting 5 stars is hard sometimes.
Woo.
You really have to be on your A game
Yes.
to be able to get 5 stars. So, if you guys see any daycares out there that have 5 stars, know that they are doing
working
work.
hard.
They
the
are doing-
credentials of their staff.
Yes.
It is not easy.
It's not just about the upkeep of the center. It is the training they have to go through.
Right.
Yes, the education they have to get, the things they have to know. That is really important. So you have a quality staff right here. So congratulations too. I mean, 5 stars is not
It's-
easy to get.
Why
You
would
gotta
Star
work.
not have 5 stars?
Why would Star
we
not
should have
have
known.
5 stars?
We
Why
should have
would she
seen
not
it.
have
5.
15?
I
She
know,
would
right?
have
She might blow it away. She said they're gonna change it to gold, platinum. It doesn't matter. She's like, we gonna
Right,
get it. It's nothing to us.
It's
That's what
Star.
we do. So
Yes.
shout out to you all. We want to thank you guys for being here. We'll have to have you guys back on as you guys are doing things in the community, as things are happening. Keep us posted. We'd love to share the news about what's going on with all of you. And we're just grateful to be a part. We want to come down and check it out too. We'll do a little news story
Yes,
in there
please.
so that people can see behind the scenes. We'll show it in here. We'll show it on our social media, and we'll continue to show you guys support.
Yes.
The pictures didn't show our brand new playground.
Oh no!
We didn't get that.
We
We have
didn't
to
get
find
that.
that. Send that to
Send
you. Just
it
send
to
us that.
us.
Send it to us,
Send it to
and we'll
us.
show it. I
There's a
love
brand new
that.
playground.
Brand new playground on the school age preschool side.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Full basketball court.
Wow.
I love
That's
it.
big. That's big. That's
No,
and
that's investment. That's all. I
and
know that side of
yeah,
it.
and that's just stepping
I
up for
just
the
know
kids
that's-
too. You know,
Whew.
like giving. It's not about.
Yes.
They don't want no basketball
They don't
court.
want
They're not going to be
twist their ankles.
shoes.
Maybe.
They might.
I might
but
like it.
He might.
He might a little
He
bit.
might.
Yeah, you know. That's how we talk. You got to
We're
get out
doing
there
it for the kids, and I love
Yes.
that. You know, I love the kids too.
Yes.
So, congratulations, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for being our guests.
Of course.
Our
Thanks for coming.
pleasure.
Yes,
Thank you
did
guys
great.
so much.
Thank you.
All right,
Yes.
our team is going to take care of you. We're back over here. Danny,
I'm leaving out, man.
that was so much fun. Shortly.
I'm leaving out,
hold on.
too.
We got to, well, yeah, you're going to leave
I'm
me here in a
leaving you.
minute. We got some transitions. I mean, let's talk real quick, though. We met there at
That
McKinley
was-
Early Childhood
Yeah,
Center. You
that's
were
great.
how old?
I had to have been either 18 or 19
Yep.
because I went to Toledo, then I came back and
Yep.
I started working there
Yep.
as I was getting my education degree. So that's
Yep.
fun. That was cool.
And it was a home away from home. You were really good at it. You were really good at early child. I remember just being, you were tough on them kids, but I was too, so I liked it. I was like, she in there getting them together. Get them together.
Yeah,
Miss
there was a
Danielle.
time you came in and he was fussing at a kid, and I was like, oh no, I've never seen him act like this. But then it was like this love thing that started happening, and I was like, how do you do that?
Man,
I just, how did he do that?
I did not play.
And there was a young man too, and actually it was a young man that actually was at the church with us. You'll know. I can't think of his name
Okay.
right now,
Yeah.
but you'll know who exactly
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about it when you see
Yep.
him.
So we were having some sound issues. I'm gonna go ahead and bring our mic a
Are
little
we
closer.
good? Are
I
we
don't
good?
know.
Yeah, y'all
But we
was
gonna bring our
scared me.
mic
I
a
was
little
like-
closer. I think our mics are out, but we're gonna use this. Is this?
Well, I'm getting ready to.
Okay. Are we gonna? You know what we could do is we could put mics toward the chairs over there. Cause we got enough mics. I don't know.
We
We're gonna
live,
figure
baby.
it out,
We are live.
And I was just talking to our producer live.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do
That's
sometimes.
what we gotta do sometimes. It is what it is.
That's
This
what
is
you
a
do in
2-hour show, and we are in week
It's
3.
like SNL. But
Right,
we really
are in
live.
week 3. We still tightening some things up, but it's okay. You guys
It's
are
okay.
hanging on, enjoying the ride. We appreciate that. It's
Okay.
live, so the things are happening live.
Yeah, you can bring them.
But no matter what, it's Lucas Live News. You never know what's gonna happen. We got some guests in the building ready to come on screen. I'm
Yeah.
really excited about that.
And you're going to be joining him on the couch here
I
in just a
am.
minute.
I am.
And I am.
So I'm gonna leave you,
Are
and
you?
I'm gonna go ahead and be a
You're
guest.
going to go now.
And you get to ask me questions.
All right, cool. Tiff, are we ready for Danny to switch over and leave? We're going to probably zoom in on me or something, and I'm going to talk about something.
It's Lucas Light moment.
Is it?
Yeah,
all right, let's go. I'm going to talk to y'all about something.
Lucas,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Lucas Light, let's talk about it. Hopefully you guys can hear me good. I'm trying not to knock over this mic.
Actually,
going to make it happen. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're excited to be here. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Thank you guys who have stayed on with us. I know some of you probably have transitioned to work. Those of you who have jumped back on, thank you guys. We are getting our next guests ready. We are dealing with our mics and things, and we apologize for that. But to me, I'm not as bothered by it because, I want it to work. Of course, I am a little bit bothered by it. But things like this happen. It's a part of growing and learning. And it makes me grateful for all of you who love us and support us in spite of things like this. Like, things happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's a part of it. But we have some great guests coming on, so stay tuned. Share this broadcast. If you're just jumping in, it's a great opportunity. If you already shared it earlier, you can share it again, and it'll re-notify people like, hey, I think I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm going to re-share it to let people know, like, hey, we're still on. Don't forget about us. Don't forget about what's going on. Now, part of me wants to jump over and play producer as well right now, but I'm just playing cool. My sis Joy is here in the building. I'm excited to talk to her soon. She's also one of the hosts of one of our podcasts here called Sister Chats Refined. If you guys have not checked that out, make sure you go look that up wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can find it on our YouTube page, Sister Chats Refined with Joy and Liz. They do a phenomenal job. They've talked about amazing topics, and they go in. And when we're here producing it, it's another one of those shows where we're producing and watching, and we're blown away at the conversations they're having. It's absolutely amazing. So they are going to be on here in just a minute. But my Lucas Light moment today, what I want to talk to you guys about is about how to have a great day. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about this. This is something that I think is important for us to think about, is the fact that so often, and this is something I talk a lot about, but I want us to continue to think about, the fact that so often we relinquish our day to one bad moment. Sometimes something goes wrong, and so quickly we give up on our day. Something, the weather's not right, or your kids misbehaved, or your mics aren't working, or something like that is going on, and you give up on your day so quickly. I want to challenge everybody out there to take whatever's going on in their life, whatever's going on in their day, and push themselves to not say, I'm having a bad day. This is something that I think so often we do so quickly and so easily. We're like, oh, my day is ruined. And Danny and I talked earlier about the power of our words. We have to be really careful about the things that we say because our words create our reality. Our words create our life. So often we're saying negative things about our day, our life, our family, our children, our problems, or whatever it is, and it's causing us to have those negative things play out in our life. We so quickly give up. We so quickly say, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. I'm having a bad day. Things are wrong. And that's what happens in our life. I had a really busy week this past week. I just got back in town yesterday. For those of you who know, I am transitioning a bit. I do training through my company, Tyndale Training, and I do a lot of corporate training and leadership development and training with companies on company culture, and I travel all over the country. And I'm transitioning in 2025 to predominantly Lucas Live Media. I will still do some training through some of the companies I partner with and for some other companies, but I'm not going to be gone Sunday through Thursday like I just was. So I was just in Michigan Sunday through Thursday. I stayed in a different hotel almost every day. I traveled city to city. It was like I was on tour. I was absolutely exhausted. It was no good. It was no fun. It was no way to live. But during that time, and one night, I stayed in the wrong city. Well, how do you do that? I was in the wrong city. I have my dates and my cities mixed up. I had a calendar that was telling me where I was supposed to be, and the order of the cities was not the same as the order of the dates, and the lady who sent it to me was a little out of order, not her fault. I should have looked a little more closely, and I was in a city an hour away from where I was supposed to be. It was the city I was supposed to be in the next night. So I realized it the night before, so the next day, instead of waking up at 6 in the morning, I had to be on the road before 6, and I was up at 4:30, or something crazy to drive an hour and a half or hour plus through traffic, because of course there was traffic, to another city to be ready to do this training and be wide awake and ready to go. and I did it. And I tell myself all the time, I do hard things. When stuff goes wrong, I just tell myself, like, I do hard things, and I'm good at it, and I'm okay, and I'm resilient, and I bounce back. So my Lucas Light moment today is don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your day. When things don't go your way, keep a good attitude, be flexible, and bounce back. For those of you who've been watching the broadcast today, you guys have seen some things not go perfectly, but that's okay. It's a part of it. It's a part of our growing journey. We're in a brand new studio with a lot of new stuff. We're figuring things out. You guys saw me perfect this thing in my basement once upon a time, and things went wrong there, and we figured it out, and we got better and better, and then things still went wrong sometime. And here we're going to perfect it one day, and one day we're going to be in a bigger and bigger studio, and you guys are going to see our growth. And you're going to say, I remember when they were having mic issues. I mean, Tyler Perry is still figuring out some stuff. All right, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna say what it is, but he's still figuring out stuff, and so are we. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. Shout out to everybody who's creating. Keep believing in yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are ready for our guests here. I am really excited. My co-host has left me here. As you can see, there's an empty place where she used to be. She is gone, and it is just me here at the news desk, but that's all good. She is now on the couch. I believe we have working microphones on them. Everybody's mic'd up and working. I have a working mic, so I probably sound pretty good. I'm hoping. Hopefully I'm not too loud because I had turned those way up. So hopefully I'm good. I'm sounding good. This is me looking at my producer, hoping she nods her head at me. She gave me a couple eyebrows. They're not mic'd up. Okay, well, I'm thinking maybe we should put that mic over closer to them. That's what I'm thinking we should do. Let's do that. They're going to put a mic a little bit closer. Don't just drag it too fast because it'll knock stuff over. Take it over even a little closer. Why don't you sit it kind of like in between? Oh, you're mic'd up, right? So she's going to sit that mic right there-ish. Yep, like right there in the middle-ish. Yep. And boom. And that's going to be like a boom. Yep. And they got it. And boom. Not too high because Serena's small. All right, now. We don't want to lose her over there. All right. Like, where did Serena go? She's lost behind the mic. We love her. All right. I think we're rolling. We should be able to hear them. And we're going to see our guests. Welcome to the show. Our wonderful guests, Serena, Joy, and Danny have joined us from the couch. Welcome, 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 ladies. How you guys doing today?
Great.
Great. Danny, how you feel over there?
I'm about to soak this up. I'm about to be a guest. It sounds different from over here. I got echoes happening. It's different. Yeah. So it's all good. I'm excited to be on this side. I'm just gonna soak it up and be a guest.
Good, Joy. You're familiar with Lucas Live Studios. You're familiar with us. How you feeling?
Listen, I'm feeling great. It's great to be back. It's wonderful to see the new studio, the new space.
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing. It was great to be here with you guys today.
Thank you so much. Glad to have you. Serena, you've been here a couple times.
I have been.
You're a part of the secret council. You know, people don't know. You've been coming through, helping think some things through, been talking about some things that you're working on and talking about some things I'm working on. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good. Just got back from dropping my kids off to school and just happy to have a great morning and excited to support Lucas Live News.
I love it.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So we're talking about the Strong Friends Soft Era Retreat, okay? And Serena, I'm going to start with you. You're really big on women and women's empowerment, and you have Holistically Her. So talk to us a little bit about Holistically Her, and then talk to us about how you can bring your vision of Holistically Her and who you are into this particular retreat.
Yeah, so when I was originally asked by Kareen and Ebony, I just knew that this was something I was super excited about, right? When I think about Holistically Her, it's a brand that I started a few years ago, but did a relaunch just this year. And it stands for healing the younger version of yourself. It's empowering other women, but then it's restoring relationships and restoring your story. And so it's really about women coming together in a healthy space that's not combative, that's not competition, but it's really just us learning to do life together in a healthy way. And so when I think about Strong Friends, Soft Era, that's essentially my story, and that's like what I've been stepping into this season. And I really just hope that a lot of women take the time to do so for themselves.
Yes.
And my biggest thing is one of the titles, as Karina asked me, I said my title was a Christ-centered liberation advocate.
Wow.
And one of the reasons I said that is because I think about my passions. A lot of people know me for diversity, equity, and inclusion work, or they know me for health equity work. And so like kind of moving into this holistically her looks very different. But essentially it's not at all. It's actually bringing it all together, because at the end of the day, like I think that holistically her is about doing preventive work instead of being intervention. And so it's really like helping women walk in wholeness and healing before we have to think about the health side of our physicality, or we have to think about us stepping into mental side of our physicality. So so I just hope that everyone, any lady that needs it, they come out to the Strong Friends Soft Air Retreat.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys make sure you go out to the Soft Friends Strong Air Retreat. I'm sure if there's somebody in the comments, Kareen or Ebony, make sure you throw that link in the comments so we know. Serena so well said. I love your vision around holistically her. And I love that ladies who are all doing things separately can come together like Avengers and not come together like we're fighting each other, right? So often I think people think, well, I can't do a thing because they're doing a thing. Or I can't be involved in their thing because then that takes away from my thing. But the reality is we're so much stronger together, and Spider-Man can still have a movie, and Iron Man can still have a movie, and you can still have holistically her, and they can still do their thing, and you guys can all still blended together. So let's talk more about that as well. Joy, my good friend. Joy, you do so many things, and you do acting coaching, you do singing coaching, you work with Sing Stark. I hope I'm saying that right. Arts and stuff. You do so many things, Joy, and you're adding this to your plate amongst other things. When you think about Strong Friends Soft Air in this retreat, what do you hope to bring to this from Joy? What do you hope to bring to this?
Sure. So yes, I do a lot of things.
Yes.
But one thing that I have been really intentional about in this time of my life is not to let those things like overtake what I need to do for me.
Yes.
And so I am at a point in my life where my age is a little bit, I'm aged a little.
Stop it.
But I say that because there is a level of maturity that has happened over the years that I did not understand before. So when I was a little bit younger, I thought it was really cool to just be all things for all people. Yes. And I'm just, I'm here and I'm there and I like to be busy and I'm, doing this in the arts and I'm doing this program and I'm providing a platform for these talented individuals. And I realized that sometimes you can want to champion so many things for so many other people and be losing the battle for yourself. And so this time in my life where I am a mother of teenagers, my son is graduating, my daughter is 15, I'll be married 19 years on Tuesday.
Shout out to my guy Mike.
Yeah.
And so,
both of y'all.
And so, but it was important, and it's been important for me to take care of me in the process, and understanding that there are levels to this, and not to say that I've reached this, magnificent level, but I have grown in the understanding of that, like I have to make sure that I am taking care of myself, so that I can be who I need to be for others. And so one of the things that I talk about, that I've been thinking about, talking about on Friday, is the fact that we do try to champion being everything, and we're like, we do this, and then it's not until crisis, and you think about it on Facebook, all that, it's not until crisis when everybody's like, check on your strong friends. Think about it. Think about it. It's, you wait until the crisis. And so before we get to that point, like we don't even have to get to that point. You need to be checking on each other regardless. And so a lot of times the strong friend doesn't even realize they are the strong friend. So that's a part of it too.
Wow.
Maybe you don't even know that you're the strong friend. Maybe everybody sees you as a strong friend. You don't even know that. And sometimes being the strong friend means that you're just the one that's positive and always has something uplifting to say. And so people just look to you to be that person. And I think that allowing yourself the space to have space to just feel what you need to feel and be who you need to be, and surround yourself with women who are like you, so that you can pour, and then you can sit and you can be poured into, and then you can pour, So
Yes.
Okay, so you can't. That was a powerful statement. Sometimes you don't know you're the strong friend. How do you know? How do you find out? What the heck are we talking about? How do you find out you're the strong friend?
I think you find out when you're you find out that you are the strong friend when you need someone and nobody is reaching out.
Wow.
Or they don't know what to do for you.
Yeah, they don't know what to do for you.
Yeah.
they're like, oh,
you don't got the answers?
What? Yeah. It's like, you're looking like, because usually the strong friend is the one that's calling and texting saying, hey, just checking on you, you good? And so when you realize that phone isn't pinging your way, then you're like, oh, I must be the strong one.
I must be the strong one.
Yeah. What are you looking for in this group? That's wild. Okay, we're gonna come back to that as well. Hit those hearts if you guys agree. If you found out you was the strong friend, hit those hearts. Type strong friend in the comments if you found out accidentally that you were the strong friend.
Yeah.
And you might not be the strong friend in every group you're in. Danny, you've talked a little bit about your excitement about being a part of this. When you think about strong friends, Soft Air, what comes to mind for you?
Oh my goodness. First, when you talk about my excitement for it, I feel like for me it's a little bit different right now. I'm getting ready to turn 30 in October, and I feel like through prayer and I've just been preparing for that. You know how when you turn a certain age and like, how's it feel? You're like, another day. I feel like I'm already transitioning into like getting ready to turn 30. So when I turn 30, I feel like I'm gonna feel different because I have been preparing myself for that. And so on this journey, I feel like I have been practicing being the woman that I want to be. And through practicing it, opportunities have come my way. People have come my way and asked me to do things. And this is one thing in particular. And when I was asked to do this, I think it stopped me for a second. It made me just slow down and say, you're trying to go and get something and you're in it.
Wow.
You got to slow down, stop, and look at what's happening. Someone is seeing something in you that you're still trying to go and chase, but baby, you're in it. Like, you're in it. You're living in it, right? So it kind of just reminded me that I'm on the right path. Someone's asking me to be a moderator at a Strong Friends Soft Air retreat. I thought it was big. Yes, they're my friends. I know these ladies, but they seen it fit that I was, a person that would be credible, reliable, trustworthy, someone that could be able to fill those shoes to be in that space. So I am excited for it, and I think I'm proud of myself to be able to be a woman that would be in a space like that, to be asked to hold such a title. So I'm excited for that.
They're clapping for you in the comments. They're excited.
Oh, thank you.
You obviously have earned that, and certainly in this community, you've shown what you can do. As a host and a moderator, I'm often impressed, and I sit right here next to you, and you held down some stuff. Even today, I was like, wow, how'd she do that? That's really good. Because I know I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm good.
I know, we know. Right.
When somebody else is good. That's why I don't have to be a strong friend.
Right, I got you.
She got me. And
how do you know?
The stuff that Tip does is amazing as well. All right, now I think hopefully my mic is still good. So now your mic sounds like it's off. Okay, let's make sure I'm still good over here, that I'm still on. I don't know.
Comments are so sweet.
Shows have mic issues. This mic is just
Ebony is all in the comments showing so much love. Now I gotta be a host from the guest seat. She's in the comments. We got Kareen and Asia and my grandma still. I love that.
Are we good? Okay, we don't know
strong
why, but
friend.
For some reason my mic just
I think my grandma said she's the strong friend.
She's the strong friend? All right, so we're going to throw it back over to you guys. Okay, Serena, I want each of you to talk about a time where you... Talk to me a little bit about being soft. Talk to me about how are you working on becoming softer in your walk?
So one of the quotes that I ended up sharing is unmasking self-preservation and knowing like whose you are and who you are. And the biggest thing for me is that I realized that there's a lot of things that I will like hold back from in my own journey, and it's things that maybe I'm passionate about, maybe things that even like make me vulnerable or kind of expose me a little bit. And so in the midst of being like this in this soft girl era, for me, it has been like me learning to be transparent, me learning to be vulnerable. And I said this on my episode with Lucas a few months ago, is that I thought I was vulnerable because I can be so transparent. And what I realized is that a lot of times I never take the emotional side of how something actually makes me feel. I can intellectualize it and say like this happened, but I don't talk about the emotions behind that. And so that's what this season looks like for me. Also, for the past year, I've been a stay-at-home mom. And I would have never wanted that for my life. And people know me. Very career driven. I've loved what I was doing for the last several years. And so to have to take a step back from something that in a way was intertwined with my identity. And so that's why I say, like, knowing whose you are and who you are. And whose you are is if you're a believer standing on Christ, and I stand in Christ. And so, like, for me, I had to know that without my career, like, I'm still Serena, I'm still a daughter of a king. And that means trusting that although I'm stepping away from something that was very hard, that he's going to continue to, like, lead me to a place where I can eventually show gentleness. I can eventually walk in love. I can eventually show joy for the things that I have. And so, yeah, that's what Soft Girl Era means for me right now.
I love that. And I do love, shout out to Serena. She was a guest on Lucas Live in our last season, and you did share that about vulnerability. And I thought that was interesting because you called out the fact that transparency and vulnerability aren't necessarily the same thing. And it seems like someone who is transparent, it seems like in order to be transparent, you have to be vulnerable in order to share those things. But you could just intellectually state the facts without emotionally opening up how you felt about it. Yeah. And that's a very interesting take and something that I think people should think about, because I think there are people who, even when they're talking to their friends or whatever, they're able to go through the case. Well, yeah, this is what he did, and this is what happened, and I've been there too, girl. But they're not necessarily stepping into that emotional space with them to say, well, really, this is how I felt. They're just saying, you need to be tough because I was tough. But it's like, no, you aren't healed either. Now we're both dealing with the same trauma, and you're trying to help me out of trauma that you're not even out of yet, right? Yeah. Because you haven't really dealt with it. Joy, when you hear something like that, and you said you found yourself being a strong friend in those moments, when you think about trying to be in a soft era while understanding life has put us all through a level of trauma, when you think about us trying to deal with our past while trying to move forward, what are your thoughts on that? We're trying to move forward. We have the trauma of the past. We're trying to be our best self, but our old self is still there. How do you think about that, or what advice would you give someone as they try to transition through that?
That's a great question. I believe that, one, you have to allow yourself the space and just the time to understand that you don't have to be defined by anything in your past. Mm-hmm. So how you navigate what happened, and how much power you give it to show you where you're going. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I can look at what happened, but how much weight am I going to give that? Yeah. Does my future matter more than me staying in what I had to deal with? Or can I celebrate the fact that I made it through, and now let's keep going forward?
Yes.
So sometimes, we allow ourselves to be stuck because stuck gives us excuses. Ooh. And so when we can blame things, then it's easier not to go forward. It's easier to be like, well, this is why I'm not doing that, because of this. But how much power are we going to give that?
Yes.
So you have to look at that. And knowing who you are is very important, on top of knowing whose you are. But until you know whose you are, getting to the root of who you are will definitely help. You understand?
Yes.
But that's another. When you understand who you are and that you have a purpose in the earth, then you can focus in on that and ask daily, what is my purpose in the earth right now? It helps you get through some stuff you just had to go through. And the thing is, you didn't have to go through it. You went through it because that's what you chose to do. Like, your decisions led you to go through what you went through. So it's not like I had to do it. No, you had to, because if you wouldn't have, you wouldn't be here. But it's not because you ultimately had to. I don't know if you got that, but
all right. So you're suggesting, hold on, Joy. You're suggesting that's somewhat countercultural there, Joy. So many people say God gives his hardest tests to his strongest soldiers, and they're suggesting that God is just randomly throwing hurdles and hardships at people just because.
Why does God need a soldier in a battle that's already won? That's it. That's what I'll say. But again, we need to. You have to understand who you are. You know what I mean? You have to understand that, you know, some people are put through battles because that's the only way you'll see victory.
Okay.
And then some people see victory because they know they're victorious already.
Okay.
You know?
Yes.
So it's so when I
talk about it, Joy.
think about
they ready for the retreat in the comments. They don't know what to do. If y'all not signed up for this Strong Friends Soft Era retreat, y'all need to get y'all tickets because this is what's going down. Go ahead, keep going.
What I'm saying is, I think also too with Strong Friends, you think that if you're not strong that it equals weak, and that's not the case. Because in order to truly be a strong friend, and to be a strong friend and it not be a malfunction strong friend, because see, you just because you say you're a strong friend, I need to sit on the couch somewhere. Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead. Just because you say you're the strong friend or you have the characteristics of what other people say is strong, doesn't necessarily mean that it's being strong. And that's where you see people being like, oh my God, check out the strong friends because sis just jumped because she, you know what I mean?
We thought she was so strong.
Yeah, but it's not strong. It's it is a picture. It is a, you know,
it's a mirage of strength.
It is a mirage of strength. And then you let people build you up and be like, you the strong friend, you the strong friend.
So now you have to keep up that front that you are, and you're struggling inside. So now you can't tell your friends that you're struggling because they see me as the strong friend. I got to keep this image up.
Exactly. So let's not look at if I'm not strong, I'm weak. Let's look at I need to be wise in this strength.
Yes.
And when I can be wise in this strength, I can sit back and I can be quiet, even if I know that I have the answer for you.
Yes.
If in this moment I just need to be quiet because I need to minister to me, then I can do that. That's wisdom in being a strong friend.
Yes.
And so, yeah. And then
okay. Listen. All right, we're all catching our breath, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there watching. If you're not signed up to go to this Strong Friends Soft Air Retreat, it is on Friday, September 27th. I was looking over at them like, help me. Friday, September 27th. Yes, it's on a Friday. Take that day off work. Leave the kids at school. Have somebody else pick them up. Do whatever you got to do, right? Take that PTO day. You got sports and stuff on the weekend anyway. You're saying, why not on the weekend? You got stuff on the weekend too. So take that day off. Take that mental health day. I can't think of a better reason for a mental health day. If you have those at work and you're going to take a mental health day and go do something that's actually going to help your mental health, that's better than just laying in the bed saying, I took my mental health day just to lay here and wallow in my sadness. Like, use it. Use your personal time off to do something for you personally, not just to go run your family around and do something, right? So we encourage you guys to do it. We're not just here. This is not just here to sell tickets. That doesn't matter. The people who are going to be there are going to be there, and the people who are going to be there are going to get help, and they're going to get support, and they're going to get love, and they're going to build a community of sisters that are going to be able to support each other going forward. To what Joy said about being women and navigating that is absolutely phenomenal. Men and women, I think we struggle with that, but you made some phenomenal points. Danny, as you think about moderating a conversation like this, first of all, I don't know, you better take an inhaler or something because I'm having trouble breathing, trying to do this. So as you think about this, now you're just a little bit younger than me, a little bit younger than us in the room. When you hear wisdom like this, I know because you're in a place in life where you're like, transitioning into your 30s often is a time where you're like, I'm really leaving behind, most of us I know, it's like, I'm leaving behind a lot of stuff that I just will never go back to some of those things. And I remember going into my 30s, I kept thinking, I'm really excited because people aren't going to ask me to do the things that they asked me to do in my 20s. I don't even have to say no to some stuff now because I'm not even in that era. Why would I go to that? Why would I do that? I'm not that age anymore. Right. So I was excited to get out of that. And then when I got into my 40s, same thing. I was like, well, now there's some other stuff that I don't even have to say no to because they don't even expect me to be there. They know I'm in bed. So as you enter this era of your life, my guess from you is you want to get it sooner, right? You want to be able to take the wisdom of people who are a little older than you and not have to go through the hardships that some of us have gone through and say, why can't I be at a 40-year-old mentality and maturity and lifestyle in my 30s so that in my 40s I can be in my, you know what I'm saying? With the health of your 30s, but the health of your 20s, but the mindset of an older person. When you think about that, about being able to surround yourself with women and people who are of a different mindset and how you want to live. Just talk to me a little bit about as you're going into this era of your life and who you want to be, how you see retreats and things like this helping you.
Well, first of all, there is a wide variety of women on the panel.
Yeah. And I am excited to learn from them all, because that's what I do.
Yes.
I take and look and see women, people that I either admire or something about them just strikes me.
Yes.
And I look at that, I'm like, oh, I like that. I mean, so I'm excited to be around and hear the conversations, because I think younger and older, you can learn from them all. Yeah. And personally, about the wisdom, I have been through a lot in my life, and I feel like the things that I've went through it's caused me to have this level of wisdom, and I'm able to have conversations with those young. I've been a cheer coach and girls younger than me, and able to walk them through things that I've been through. Because I feel like when you're in it, you can just talk to someone on a different level. I can relate to you. Yeah. Our conversations are more relatable. So I'm always grateful for the bad and the good things that I go through, because it's always something that I can learn from and be able to teach. That's when I started to kind of get down on myself about things that I would go through. I started to question myself and ask myself, like, what can I learn from this? Mm-hmm. And when I can learn from it, and what can I teach from this? I think that's why we go through what we go through, so we can teach somebody else. So I'm excited to hear their stories, hear what they went through, hear how they have grown through through that, and where they are now. Yeah. I'm just excited to be around the conversations. I'm excited to hear from it. I'm excited to learn from it. I think the lessons are the things that we go through. We're able to teach what we teach from the things that we've went through. So I'm just excited to be around that. Around them, y'all heard Joy, y'all heard Serena. They're such wise individuals already. Yes. And that's just three of us. There's like 7 ladies on the panel. Right. And then Kareen and Ebony, and they are powerhouses as
Absolutely.
Well. So I think it's just going to be a day full of healing and even like realizations. Like, I think a lot of people are going to realize the space that they are in their life, where they may want to be at, and just really take away something great from this retreat. So
I love it.
Excited.
I love it. Okay, now I want to get into something. This is a great debate, and I'm going to represent the men here. Okay, and I don't want to argue with y'all because y'all can beat me up. So I really don't want to argue, but I do want us to talk this out. So, and if there's any men watching, help me out, fellas. I just want to talk this out honestly. I think that we are in a time where women have had to be less soft. I don't know what the opposite of that is. Tougher, harder, whatever it is, right? And I think it's causing a lot of men to not know how to be, who to be in the relationship, who to be in the household. I think they talked about something. I think there's some studies that show, like, even on television, fathers went from father knows best, or father was a respected person who came in and, was given the newspaper and was shown respect in the house, to Homer Simpson. You went from Dr. Huxtable, well, he wasn't a good example. Anyway, you went from a better example to Homer Simpson, or the dumb dad, Al Bundy, these dumb dads who weren't respected and who were just these dumb guys. And that played out in the households as well, where men weren't as respected in the household. And then we are in generations where women have been taught to be tough. You don't need a man. You don't need him to do anything. Plus, you're working just as hard. You got to go to work and work hard anyway. You're working as much as him. Then you got to come home and hold down the household. So you're the tougher, stronger one for real anyway. So you got to be tough and be strong. So as we talk about this soft era thing, I just think for a lot of men, I think we applaud it. We're like, yes, make them softer. Like, whatever that takes, Lord. Charmin, toilet paper, soften them up, Lord. Because they tough out here, and it's causing a lot of rifts in relationships. So what do y'all think about that? I don't know if it's anybody's fault. I don't know what to do. I can just say, as a man, I think over the years, more and more and more, the longer I live, the more I see women getting tougher and tougher and tougher. And to me, it makes relationships tougher and tougher and tougher to have. Any of you can start. What are your thoughts on that? Am I confused? What's up? Who wants to begin? Help me out. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, are women tougher now than they used to be?
That you can go, like,
just different opinions. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
well,
okay, Joy, what's your thought?
I was just going to say, women, I think of like kind of like a mother bear, that we can be. I think most women like to go into a relationship feeling like, if I don't have to do, I won't. But if I have to, I will. Okay. And a lot of times, I always say, like, the secret to women, honestly, is consistency.
Okay.
As soon as we feel like there isn't consistency in something,
Yeah.
you know, that needs to be consistent,
Uh-huh.
there's something, we have some intestinal fortitude that just comes up.
Yes.
And it's just like, okay, well, what I need to do? Do I gotta do this? Do I have to do? And you just get into that mode of, I'll make it happen. And so if you get into the mode of I'll make it happen, and I need to make it happen because I just see some inconsistencies there, because we need to make sure, you know, we have food and home, you know what I mean? Especially if you have children, you know, it's just like you get into this mode where I'm going to take care of this.
Yeah.
Now, if you can, great, and I'll do my part in the other way, then I'll fill this in.
Right.
But if not, I'll do it all. Is it healthy all the time? No. Is it necessary? Yes, it happens sometimes. And
Does it make you mean?
It doesn't have to make you mean, but I think that it gives.
And I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, but sometimes it makes women. When you're doing all that, do you think it makes you a little tougher and maybe a little snappier or something?
If you get a chip or you get a little.
Okay, talk to us about it. Break it down, because I feel like something will be going on, ladies.
I think
Tell me what's up,
ladies. You get a little attitude. It's almost like, okay, well, if you're not gonna do it, I got this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At first, it's like this. I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the next time, like, okay, you know where it is. I got it. And then it's like, you know, I got it.
Yeah.
You know where it is. Like, it's cool. When you hit the it's cool, and I got, you know what I mean? It's there's levels to that. So you're like, okay. And then when it's just like constant, where it's like, oh, so I'm just gonna be doing
I
this.
gotta have it all the time.
Sit down somewhere. I got it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
That's
all right, Daddy. What you think?
That's the
It is.
truth. I got so many things brewing in my mind right now because I don't want to cause it controversy.
Well, don't cause any controversy, but speak your.
I just feel like a lot of men are kind of losing their masculine touch.
Okay.
Right? And I don't.
Just say what you gotta say, Daddy.
I just feel like the men right now are they're losing that masculine touch and kind of thinking that as a woman, we got it, we can do it. It's all good. We're gonna complain. They're putting that off on us. But really, when I say masculine, it's because they're putting it off on us so they can do less. And I feel like growing up, it's all not that I want my man to be burnt out, run down, all of that. But I also want you to fulfill your manly duties. Like if there's something as a man that you should do, then you should do it because you're already requiring something of me as a woman. You tell me that I'm supposed to do this, this, and that. But then you're not doing this, or that. So I'm also picking up those tasks. So as a woman, I can't be soft.
Yeah.
I can't be submissive. I can't be those things because I'm doing 100 other things. I gotta handle this that you were supposed to handle. The trash didn't get taken out. Trash was on Mondays. It didn't get, or whatever it looks like, right? And we're talking about in the household, those things, right? So I don't know. I just feel like some people are super tough on roles. Some people aren't.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to be like, well, you're the man, you need to do this. You're the woman, you need to do that. I just think there needs to be some kind of conversation.
And whatever the agreement is, you think people need to step up and do it.
Like, do that. But I do think it puts us in a tougher spot because all of us right here are mothers. So that's a job in itself.
Yes.
So, just balance.
Makes sense. Serena, why are y'all so tough? What's up with y'all?
I was going to take a different spin on it. Because
go ahead and take a different spin.
I really agree with both of them. I think that historically, right, like women have not had the safety of being vulnerable. And so we haven't had the safety of actually resting in femininity. And because of that, it then causes us to build these walls to essentially be hard. And for my personal story, like I was raised by a single mom, but I was like also raised by my aunt and uncle. But through like being raised by my mom who was single, like I remember her telling me like, go and get it yourself, right? Like you don't need a man. Like I remember some of those like undertones in our discussions. And for me to now be in a marriage and like not be individual right now and like have my independency. It was very hard early on in our marriage because like I've always been taught to be this independent, strong woman who I got my degree, I did this, I'm doing all these roles in the community. Like you're just kind of here right now, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that when you have been raised in that mindset, it's very hard to then begin to trust somebody to allow you the safety of like saying like no, like he actually got it. And so like this conversation is like happening in real time for me. Like I'm a stay-at-home mom now. And so I now have to trust that my husband provisionally he's going to show up and he's going to do what he's supposed to do as a man. And then to speak to what Danny was saying with the masculinity side, unfortunately society has like demasculated.
I don't even know what the word, right?
Like, they've taken masculinity from men itself. And so because of that, there's not a lot of older men who are, I mean, I'm just going to use church term, discipling other men to actually walk in that, to do that. And so I think that it's not even so much that men don't want to, they just aren't seeing it. And unfortunately, when you think about generations ahead of us, I'm also Danny's age, like I'm not that old. I'm out here, I'm a baby as well. But when you think about the generations ahead of us, like a lot of those men, they were the providers, they're the workers. And so a lot of them weren't really present and they weren't really having conversations. It was just like, watch what I'm doing, but it's not actually like having that communication of saying like, no, this is how like you're supposed to support your women. This is how you're supposed to show up for your family. And I think that because those conversations never really happen in older generations, you have a lot of men who like just saw what was happening, but at the same time weren't really taught essentially in conversation and real communication to like walk in that. And so yeah, you just kind of have this dichotomy that's going on of a lot of women wearing these hard mentalities, and honestly, it's our way of safety, and it's comfort for us because we haven't been taught to let go of that hardness.
And to piggyback off what she said too, is a lot of men now, and just a lot of people are raised by single mothers, so they don't have that father figure showing them, either how to love another woman, be the man of the house. So I really do love Walking with a Purpose and the things that they do because they're at least showing up and standing in the gap and showing these men. I love seeing videos of men being shown how to communicate and apologize. Last week on our Taking a Scroll, a man learning how to apologize, sincerely, because they're just not. The men are in the house. That's the conversation too. The men aren't in the house. Right. The father walk yesterday was really important because some of those men aren't in the house. So for those babies to be able to walk to school with their father, it's really big for them. So it's really important for us to show up. But another important thing for us to do is to show up and stay there. It might not work out with the mother or with the father, but check up on them. Go over it. We gotta learn how to co-parent. To be able to pop up at your house and hey, how are you? Go in the backyard, throw a ball, whatever, and then go ahead and leave. These are our kids we're talking about, and they need us. And when they're growing up and they're in households, they don't know how to function and operate in a relationship have healthy conversations with each other when there's a disagreement or just something as simple as taking out the trash. Things like that turn into an argument. You weren't shown how to properly say, hey, babe, whatever it is.
That's true.
And communicate that need that you have, because sometimes as women, when we're a single mom, I've never been a single mom, thank God, but shout out to those that are out there. I know the struggle, I know it's hard, but they're just trying to do whatever they can to survive. They're just trying to get them kids out the door, so they do have this, and unfortunately they get labeled with that hard mentality, but they're just trying to make it happen. A lot of things happen in the day, and they don't got that other person, other parent to just send them off to and help out and help lighten their load. So here we are having this conversation because of just
a lot that goes on. I think it's a fascinating conversation. It's something that I've paid a lot of attention to, and I've always been somebody who's probably been more pro-female, I always talk about my mom, my relationship with my mom, but it's like, but I still also look at females and think, man, y'all are tough. And I'd be like, as a man, I'm still a man, and I'd be like, as a straight man, doesn't want a man. And there's women who are so masculine in the way they interact. It's like you're more man than the man. Like you're so tough, you're so strong, you're so powerful and demanding, and not necessarily powerful, overpowering, that it's like then the man is with somebody who is lesser, and it'd be like, it'd be shocking. It'd be like, why was he with her? It'd be like, that don't make any sense. Why is he with her? And often, okay, good. And often I think it's because, I'll take questions. I think it's because that person made that man feel like a king, right? Because there's a king inside of a man, but often he doesn't know how to get it out. He doesn't know where it is. He needs somebody to nurture it. The last person to nurture it may have been his mother or grandmother. And not that he needs his woman to be his mother. He just needs her to see the king in him. And I think the reason women are so tough is not typically the woman's fault. I think all the things you guys said is why. It's like, y'all didn't ask for it to be like this. Y'all like, I didn't ask to have to go to work and come home and take care of kids. I didn't ask to have to take out the trash. I came home yesterday. I've been out of town all week, and the trash cans were at the curb. I just drove 4 hours home from being gone since Sunday. I had meetings until I came home, went straight to multiple meetings. I got home at like 7:30 yesterday evening, and the trash cans were at the curb from the night before. And before I pulled my car in the garage, I pulled those cans back into the garage. And all I could think was, I'm grateful my wife took these trash cans to the curb while I was gone. Of course, it's our house. Of course, our family. She's like, of course, I got to do it. No problem. Yes. But in my mind, I wasn't thinking, why didn't she bring them back? You know, I started to think somebody could be like, well, she could have brought them back. I mean, they've been sitting out here all day. The trash came this morning. The garbage man came this morning. But I was thinking, no, I'm grateful she took them out here. It's my job to get them back. Let me get these cans back. I'm grateful she left them out here. She shouldn't have had to worry about it. But that all comes with like a different mentality, you know, and that takes some time to develop. And I'm also not perfect in it either. But Dan, you have a question for me. Let's go.
Well, as a man, like if someone is dealing with a woman that they might love, they want to be in this relationship with them, but they are so strong and so masculine. Maybe if not, you know, they're not. As a man, you know, what is your approach to that woman? How can you help her become in her soft era? You know, how can you help soften the low? How, you know, what are the steps from a man? How
That's a good question.
Help us out.
All right. I love that question, Danny, who's in my head, because I was going to ask y'all that question. So I'm going to throw that back to y'all in a second. Crazy. My wife said, first of all, the trash just came that day. She's
don't get it out.
No, she's not.
She was sitting that trash out in front of her house for days.
No, I didn't mean that. She's absolutely right. The trash just came that day, and she should not have brought those cans back. Because normally she would have brought them back already just to be like, she got it, you know, just to be like, I got it, no problem. But I'm glad she left them so I could get them. But she was right. So what can a man do? So I'm going to say what I think a man can do. You guys got to help me, because I think a lot of I know for me sometimes it's like as a man, I'd be like, I'm trying. It's like magic tricks. It's like, ta-da, did that work? Ta-da, is that it? Ta-da, did that? Is that the thing? I'll do more of whatever you want. Just tell me it's right. So I think that we need to improve our emotional intelligence. I don't know that we even understand what emotional intelligence is, though. It's hard to improve something that you don't understand that it's even a concept. So we've learned to be intelligent, let's say, because we went to school. We've been taught to be strong because every image on TV taught us that men should be strong, tough, protectors, providers. So we've gotten that image of a man together. But emotions is something that we weren't taught how to process. When we fell off I always give the example, a boy will fall off his bike and a girl will fall off her bike at the same time, the brother and the sister. The parents will run over, pick up the little girl, kiss her boo-boo, carry her in the house, and they'll tell the little boy, get up, stop crying, and pick up your sister's bike while you're at it, you know, like get in the house, let's go, like stop crying, be a man, you know? And we're little boys being taught to be a man, we're men taught to be kings, we're always taught to be at another level that we're not ready for. So in being called to be at a level that we're not ready for, we aren't able to develop the emotional stability to even process our own emotions. So now you're asking a person who doesn't know how to process emotion at all. So we don't have emotional language. We don't understand how to process our own. And now I got to process yours. That's a wild world. It's like, I don't know what to do for you. Like, I don't know how to process my own tears. I'm just trying to hold back my own tears. I'm trying to toughen up and walk it off with my own tears. When something's wrong with you, I'm like, I don't know, like, who do we need to fight? Because I know how to be tough. Mm-hmm. Well, what do I need to go? I'll make some more money, then I'll pay for it. Then whatever, I can do that maybe. We don't know what to do. So I think what men need to do is step back and slow down and listen. I think we need to just stop trying to fight all the battles, stop trying to be so tough for a second. I think we need to let ourselves be in our soft place maybe and get into a soft era, which may not sound like the thing that men think they need to do, and soften up a little bit, because two hard things can't gel together. So if the man is tough and the woman is tough, all we do is butt heads. So we both need to soften up. So my answer would be, we need to soften up. And in order to get in tune with our own emotions, we need to listen better as the woman explains her emotions. You learn language by listening to language. Babies learn language by listening to language. I think our camera went out. Babies learn language by listening to language, and men can learn emotional language by listening to the language of women. I think women need to be a little more patient with us, though, because we may not catch it right away, but I think that's the key.
Okay, I like that.
Emotional intelligence, self-awareness, self-control, empathy, and people skills.
I like that.
Good answer?
That's a great answer. What do y'all think?
I wasn't trying to give a good answer. That's really what I think, but I don't know.
I was going to say, I think that is, when you said listen, I think it's good. I think, and when you said communication. So, like, being able to communicate well is, you think just because you can talk, you can communicate.
Right.
But that is not the case.
Right.
There's a lot of people who can talk, but their communication skills are terrible.
Great point.
And so learning how to communicate effectively. And if you're talking about a husband and wife relationship or just a relationship, learn each other's way of communicating.
Great point.
My brother always says something. He always says, like, he has learned to become a student of his wife.
Yes.
And so I think we can benefit from that. You know, how can I be a student, you know what I mean, to my husband and or to my wife? It's different, because you might be able to deal with somebody at work. You'll be able to deal with somebody at work totally different, but don't come and talk to me like you're talking to someone at work. And don't come, you know what I mean? There's just I think there's just a level of sensitivity and that emotional intelligence that says, like, okay, I'm speaking to someone who shares a life with me. You know, who we have become, we've become one. And so I am very communication is huge to me. And if you cannot communicate with me, then we can't even go forward. You know what I mean? Like, how can we even walk together unless we agree? So it's just like, if we can't come together and you know, then we have an issue there. So communication and then listening on both ends. I think men a lot of times listen to respond and to be like, okay, let me fix it. Just like you said, okay,
absolutely.
So instantly, as soon as you know you start to hear, then you're just like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? And then you respond crazy. And she's like, that's not what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I wanted. I just needed you to listen. And so I think listening and communicating.
I love that. I love that.
My godmama's always told me that relationships are work. They require work. You have to put in the work. And I think about it all the time, because when I met DJ, I was 21. And so now I'm getting ready to be 30. You know what I mean? So I've gone through so much. And now I'm transitioning to, like, real, what I'm gonna call real womanhood,
right?
You know, and so he's seen me in all different phases and walks of just my life personally. So when you think about what you go through as an individual, and then you bring this thing together, you know, in a group, in a relationship, not a group, Lord help us, just two people.
Okay, all right, good.
When you bring it into a relationship, it does require work, because not only is your relationship changing, but you're changing as people. You know, things are changing. We're buying a house, we're buying cars, we got kids, we got school. Taking kids to school is the whole crazy thing in itself. That's a whole new chapter of life. So just, it's work. You got to put that work in. You got to be a student to your significant other and just the relationship as a whole.
Absolutely. Love that.
I'm learning right now.
Learning right now?
No, I'm always
I love it.
Yes. One, just if I could just piggyback real quick on that, is just, like, sometimes we're expecting someone to give us something that we haven't given ourselves. And that is it's almost like a losing battle. You know what I mean? It's like, you want this from me, but you can't even do that for you. So, like, you know, not only being a student of them, but also being a student of you. To say, you know, what are the things that I need to learn, and what are the things that I need to be able to give myself before I'm expecting someone else to do that, and then being upset with them because ultimately it's not really you're upset with them, you're upset with you because you can't do that. So I think that's big.
Really, really, that's big. Even just with everything, a lot of times when like even disagreements with people, right? Sometimes those, when you dissect it, sometimes that disagreement or the dislike that someone may have of you, sometimes I say it like what they have issue with me, but it's not an issue with me.
Yeah.
It's an issue with them that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
How they feel about whatever I'm doing, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Especially when it's something you're like, you don't like that, you're mad about that, and it's like that. I can't let that upset me. It has nothing to do with me. It has a reflection of them.
Absolutely.
But in relationship too, that is so strong. That is so important and so true. Because I'm a victim of that too. I'm like, why can't you? But I got to look in the mirror like, hey, you ain't even doing that.
Right,
like,
you're not doing that for you.
Yeah, you're not.
And you want him to do that for you. That's good. Serena, one last thought on this.
I was just going to add, because I agree with all of you, it's just learning what somebody has a capacity for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think like people you have these expectations of your partner, but also like if they don't have the capacity to actually do that, then you're gonna get nowhere. And honestly, that capacity side is for absolutely everything. Like you have expectations for just anybody in your life learning. If they don't have the capacity for it, they're never gonna
He's
be
not
able
a
to
handyman. Don't be like, hey man, why don't you do like he ain't
he's gonna be the person that calls somebody else to do it.
Right, that's okay.
You have to be okay with that.
Yes.
So yeah, that was my take. I did want to add something.
Yes,
it's
please.
kind of like a different subject. But when we were talking about masculinity, one of my good friends, she talked about, because she's a single mom, and she talked about the reason why she shows up in her masculinity more is honestly for physical safety. Because when you see like women who are out here just going to the store or whatever, like she can't just put on this like glamorous dress or whatever because you just never know who may show up, who may say something out of line to her. And so I just thought that was super cool to hear because I would have never thought about like that's why she presents herself in a masculine way is for her own like physical safety. And then I'm kind of losing the other part of what I was going to say. But when I think about like strong friends, right? I think I've been thinking about why did Black women adopt this idea of like the soft girl era, and I think essentially in society Black women have been told like you're the strong Black woman, right? We haven't talked about that yet. So like now we are trying to learn how do we live in this soft space so that we're not seen as something that we're not. Like obviously resiliency is a great skill, adaptability is a great skill, but like we only had to be resilient because that was the only choice that we had. And so, I just wanted to.
Woo. All right, ladies, we are wrapping the show. You guys were phenomenal. Dan, you can stay right there. She gave me the eyebrow like, do I need to come back to the news desk? I just want to thank you guys so much for your input, for your insight. This can't be the last conversation we have on this or many other topics. Shout out to our guy Brian. Shout out to Uncle B giving us lots of stars there in the comments. We appreciate that. That helps support the show as well. Miss Audie, we see you. Kareem, we see you. We thank you, everybody who's out there. Shahidra, Ebony, everybody who's in the comments. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you all so much. To our crew behind the scenes, we got new people joining us. We'll be introducing you guys to behind the scenes and everything. Any last thoughts before we head out? Danny, you want to give us a closing thought from you guys? I just want to make sure you guys come to or register, sign up, or sponsor someone to come to the Strong Friends Soft Air Retreat, September 27th, 11 to 4. There's a link in the comments, so make sure you guys check that out. And yeah, I guess that's just. All right, Joy. Any closing thoughts?
I just think if you're struggling to find time to come to the retreat because of the responsibilities that you feel like you have and that you can't get away because of who needs you, you need to come. Right.
That's all the more reason to come to the retreat. I love that.
Take the day.
I love that. And Serena.
I just love sitting beside these two wonderful women. They're so wise. Lucas, you're also awesome. And yes, please come to the retreat. Please. The registration is going to be in the link below.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Lucas Live News. It was our pleasure being here with you guys today. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Check us out every Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. If you didn't see the beginning of the show, go back and watch the replay. Type replay in the chat if you're watching it. We have the lovely Starlet Burns here with some of her wonderful crew from Fair Play Family Center. We have these lovely ladies here in our second half of the show talking to us about the Strong Friends Soft Air Retreat coming to you very soon. Make sure you check that out. The link is in the comments. We hope to see you guys again soon. Everybody, enjoy your Friday.